Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. We are joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta. And Kriti, it does look like a classic turnaround Tuesday, sector by sector as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Yeah, broad gains across the board here, but perhaps not the gigantic rebound that we were expecting. Remember, we saw declines yesterday of somewhere between 6 to 8% for some of the most well-known stocks. You are seeing moves higher, yes, but anywhere from 2 to 4%. So not the same extent of buying that we have seen match. And in previous kind of iterations of volatility, we've seen it shake out to the downside and upside with bigger moves. That being said, today is kind of the day to look at some individual sectors. I want to start off with some news on the domestic front, this time coming and affecting some of the Medicare insurers here. So CVS is getting this massive boost this morning, 8%. CVS is your ticker, trading at $69 a share. United Health as well. UNH higher by just about 6%, $555 a share there. And Humana as well, HUM higher by 11% this morning, $283 a share. Nathan, this comes after the Trump administration has increased their 2026 payments for Medicare Advantage plans by more than double than what the market was expecting. So over 5%, which basically means the federal payments will offset what some of the insurers have to pay out when it comes to some of these kind of insurance plans as well. It also removes the possibility of having to close some of the Medicare Advantage plans as well. So you are seeing a lot of these healthcare names that I just outlined rally and rally big on them. Another stock I've got my eye on this morning, Nathan, is Broadcom. AVGO is your ticker, trading higher by about 4%, trading at about $160 and change. This was one of the big stocks that were hit off of the news around Taiwan and Vietnam, China, of course, and the tariff story there. They are now announcing a $10 billion share buyback. So the shares had jumped about 4% after hours yesterday. They're saying there's still more to go. So you are seeing a pretty big rally in those shares this morning as well. Nathan, I want to very quickly get a quick check on some of the tariff-impacted stocks. Apple and Nike, I think, are two of the big ones. I'll start with Nike here. Okay. NKE is your ticker, higher by 3.4% this morning. So if we're looking for a buy-the-dip mentality, this is one to keep an eye on, trading at $57 and change. And Apple shares higher as well. AAPL, higher by 1.3%, $183 a share. Very quickly, if you'll indulge me,
Sure.
UBS put out some numbers on what these tariffs might actually mean for how much an iPhone will cost. I'll give them to you here. An iPhone 16 Max that was made in mainland China currently goes for $1,200 on the market. With tariffs, that would go up to $1,550. An iPhone 16 Pro made in India goes for about $1,000 on the market. That would go up to $1,200. So those are the kind of numbers we're talking around Apple. Nevertheless, keep an eye on these shares. AAPL higher by 1.3% this morning.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.